So the two things that we're going to do today that you're going to have time to work on is this practice quiz. I know it says quiz, it's just going to be a practice, and it's only the first part of it. So just numbers 1 through 12 are from the sections that we've gone over. The rest goes into scientific notation, which will be starting next week. So just numbers 1 through 12, we're going through that, and then we also have a boom deck, so I wanted to look at this last boom deck for practice. Guys, the reason we're doing all these boom decks is so that you have lots of extra practice. So this today, yesterday and the day before, so Monday and Tuesday, you should have done this laws of exponents, the power rule. You should have done the product and power properties. I think that was the most difficult one. I would definitely suggest writing things down when you're doing that one. And so those two, and then evaluating exponents and integer exponents. Oh, gotcha.
It was not one girl. You're person time teacher.
And then today we're gonna look at laws of exponents. So this kind of mixes them up. Remember to use your cheat sheet.
All right, now we are going to take last names N through Q. Last names N through Q. You can go on down to the Coliseum and have your pictures repainted. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, so remember, if you did it, does anybody still need one of these cheat sheets from Monday? All right, hopefully we're all set there. You might want that, guys. So today when we're doing laws of exponents, these are things that we're kind of filling in the blank for. Our rule for our product is to add them. Sit down. Not right now. So we would need to add them, right? So what do I add to 3 to make 7? 4. So this just makes sure that you know your laws, right? Yeah. 5 plus 1 plus what equals 8?
3.
So this would be 6. How many more? 2, right?
Oh.
So you got to really think through these. They did 6 times 7. 4 plus what gives me that 10?
That makes no sense at all.
6. Guys, if this isn't making sense to you, you need to go back, review videos. You need to figure out this cheat sheet that we did on Monday. These are all our exponent rules. We're just following a pattern. So they did the coefficients here, 4 times -2, but they have not finished this. So how did they get this 3? This is 1 plus how many more? 2. This is 5 plus how many more makes the 8? 3. Okay, do you see what, oops. Do you see what they're doing here? Let's see if they have any more challenging that we need to look at. Okay, so this is power. What do we do with exponent raised to an exponent? We multiply. Power to a power says that we multiply the exponents. So we're going to take what times 5 equals 15? 3. 5 times what equals 20? 4. Okay, so if you can figure out what our law is, you can figure out how to solve. Remember that this 2 gets distributed, so it got distributed to the 7 to make 49, x to the second power, y to the what to make 6? 2 times what is 6? 3. So this was 2. Oh man, quotient rules. What do we do with our quotient rule? We have to subtract. So what minus 2 equals 8? 10 minus 2 equals 8. 12 minus what equals 2? So again, we've got a 10 there, right? These aren't too bad. What minus 10 equals 10? 10 minus 10 equals 0. So make sure it makes sense when you, good, 20. So this is something minus 5 equals 1. So 6 minus 5 equals 1. Something, 15 rather, 15 minus something equals 10. So 15 minus 5 equals 10. So this is just thinking through it the other way. Ooh. What is this x raised to? Think about our negative exponents. It got sent to the basement. So if we flipped it upstairs, it's raised to a negative power, right? And this y to the 4th stays the same. Should we just call you Harry Potter? So if the x comes up to the top, it's got to be to the negative exponent. This y comes up to the top, it's got to be to the negative exponent too. So this is -3. This is -1, right? So I want you guys to try these. Oh man. Seven times 3 is 21. So what is 7 being raised to? What is this whole thing being raised to? We want it to equal 1. Anything raised to what power is 1? 0. So that one's a little tricky. And this we can keep as this. So in other words, 1 times anything is that anything, right? So it definitely starts to get trickier. Oh man. So this raised to the -2 means that this went to the basement and became 16. Two 16th is the same as 1/8, so that works out. This is y to the -2. -2 plus what equals 5? -2 plus 7 equals 5. And we want, this is -10, right? So -10 plus what equals -7. These are definitely much more difficult. You actually have to think through them. They're meant to be much more challenging. This one isn't bad though. This is one you've done. Multiply your coefficients, add your exponents because it's product rule. Holy cow. Right? Multiply your coefficients, add the exponents of x, then add the exponents of y. Make sure you're distributing this 2 to the 9 and to the 7. So 9 squared is 81. 2 times 7 is 14. Again, this is one like I was saying you should write down in the product of powers rule. You gotta figure out this. Figure out your power of powers or power of products here. So 2 to the 5th, I'll put that in my calculator. No, Lord have mercy. Don't call that 10. it should be way different than 10, right? 2 to the 5th. If I use my calculator, 2 caret 5. 32. 32 is going to be multiplied by the 3 here. So times 3 gives me my coefficient. So 96 here. And then this is 3 times 5, which is 15, but 15 plus 4 more makes 19. So those get a bit trickier to divide. 48 divided by 6 is 7. Subtract. 12 minus 3 is... They started these off way harder and finished off a little bit easier, I feel like. Simplify, right? You can divide them both by 2, so you end up with 6 on the top and 5 on the bottom. And then 3 minus 8 is negative 5, so this becomes positive 5 in the denominator. All right, so this helps you to practice and to check your work right away. Again, you're simplifying. The y cubed cancels out. 2 minus 9 is negative 7, so it goes to the basement. This is negative 11 up here. 33 divided by negative 3. All right, so I want to leave you with some of those, and then after you do that, you're going back through and reviewing other, especially our boom decks on exponents. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exponent boom decks. So it's important that you know that. That's going to be our next assessment. So we'll go over the review tomorrow. We do have a full day tomorrow. I know elementary has a half day.
That's not fair.
And then we have no school on Friday, so we will probably no.
So they have a half day and no school?
Yes. So yeah. So be sure you've got your cheat sheet ready to go so you can use it today. Work on those boom decks, guys. It should be quiet. You should be working. And then we want to do, remember, just worry about numbers 1 through 12. I put a line after 12, so I knew to stop right here. All right.